Hello students, Namaste. I think that you are ready for the class and you are with your book, copy, pencil and other necessary things. Before it, we did about this unit, that is unit 5, physiological structure and life process of science and technology of class 10. We did about blood circulation and different types of blood circulation. We did that blood carries the required substances for the cells from heart to different parts of the body for different cells and tissues, and from there, that means from the cells and tissues, unnecessary things, waste product, yes, like excess water, excess salt, and then they may be product of the cells which are not necessary. These things, including carbon dioxide also, are carried back by blood. So this work is done by blood circulatory system and the process is called as what? Blood circulation. Then we finished about two types of blood circulation. They were pulmonary blood circulation and systemic blood circulation. Yeah. So in pulmonary blood circulation we studied that it is the flow of blood or a stream of blood from heart to lungs and then lungs to heart. And then in detail we found that, we studied that, we discussed that how does the blood flow from heart to lungs and what happens there and how does it return through what is, these things we have finished. In the same way, we studied about systemic blood circulation. Systemic blood circulation is that type of circulation in which blood flows in between heart and different parts of the body other than lungs. And under it we have finished that during contraction of ventricles, in what way or through which path blood flows throughout the body, reaches in different parts and come back through vena cava. So these things we have finished. Today especially we will discuss about blood pressure. So by name it is clear, pressure of blood. So what is under it, what will you study, that come later, but before that one question I am asking you, just think about this question. Why is high blood pressure more dangerous than low blood pressure? Think once. Okay. So in fact, both of them may be dangerous according to their condition, but high blood pressure is comparatively more dangerous. Yes, because it may lead to heart attack also, it may lead to brain hemorrhage also. So there are many other diseases which can be, or you can say they are cardiovascular diseases, yes, and then you can say cerebrovascular diseases. So related with them, they are. So they support other diseases also, by which the victim may die. Yeah, so that is very dangerous. They are fatal. And here low blood pressure is only dangerous if the person, the victim, feels dizziness, yes, and some few other characters. Yeah, so only few. So that is in extreme case, but high blood pressure may harm more. Yes, okay. So next thing is we are going to do one activity. So that activity is based on here this diagram and these questions. So at first you observe the diagram, what is happening here. Have you seen this thing in your real life also? Have you seen these instruments which are used by here health worker? It is here he is patient and she is health worker. So about this question, diagram related with that activity, this activity, our activity is left. Yeah. So here questions are asked. What is the health worker doing? It looks that she is taking some reading, she is measuring something. So what is she measuring? Here question asks. Yes. Okay, you have written, just write it. What instrument is she wearing around her neck? Not in hand. Here her neck also there is one instrument, the tube goes there and here it is, look here. In fact, it is connected with what? Ears, but it is not visible to you. That's why I am saying you that in her neck. So instrument have you identified? Oh, yes. Okay. So later we will discuss. But at first you find out what instrument is she holding in her right hand. Her right hand is here. So what is the instrument called? That instrument. Okay. Can you provide another example of a task where an instrument based on the same principle is used? The instrument she is taking here and here, and there is another instrument also which is hidden by that hand. Later I will show you real instrument, don't worry. So have you seen such instrument which is used for other purpose also, and you have seen in your daily life? Remember once? Okay. So what have you written? Its answer. Yes, she is taking what? Blood pressure. Yeah. And the instrument she is wearing here her neck, what is it? Yes, stethoscope. And what instrument is she holding here? In fact, the whole system of the instrument is called as sphygmomanometer. So the part is of sphygmomanometer, that is bulb, but whole system which is used to measure it, that is called as what? Sphygmomanometer, long spelling. So you should remember sphygmo and then manometer. Doesn't matter, it is long, but very easily you can remember it. Yes, only sphygmo you have to remember. Sphygmomanometer. Manometer is what? Yes, that is a pressure gauge. Yeah. So about that pressure gauge, manometer, you have learnt in the lesson pressure. Yes. Okay. Now go ahead. So here next question is, you have here what instrument is C? Oh, okay, right hand. So you have finished. So this instrument you have seen where? Do you remember? Where have you seen? Okay, that is in when technicians fill air in our wheels. That means in four-wheelers, two-wheelers, they use a machine to measure the enough air is or not inside the wheel. So that pressure gauge, that is also the same thing. Yeah. So in detail about that instrument, we will do later. Okay, students, now start today's lesson, that is blood pressure. So what is blood pressure? You know that blood is pumped by heart. Yes. And what part of the heart pumps blood? Already you have finished, that's why I am not showing you this thing. That is ventricles. So when ventricles contract, blood is pumped out from the heart. One tube carries the blood from right ventricle to lungs. Another tube, that is aorta, carries pure blood from left ventricle to different parts of the body. So during contraction of ventricle, the blood gives maximum pressure on the wall. And when ventricles relax, the pressure of blood is comparatively very less on the wall. So on the basis of it, what pressure is given by the blood on the wall of arteries, that is called what? Blood pressure. Yes. So the presence of the pressure is exerted by the blood, already you have finished. I am not going to read again. Okay. The magnitude of blood pressure depends on various factors. So not only that about which I discussed, it is the size of the artery. If artery, about it you have done in heart attack. Yes. If the whole of artery, the lumen of artery is narrow, then also blood pressure increases because there is restriction in flow of blood. Yes. If density of the blood is more, then also it may cause. If there are clots, that is after density increment. So if there are clots, that's also. Yes. So there are many things like size of arteries, rate of blood flow, the force applied by ventricular contraction. Ventricular contraction means the contraction of the ventricles, and the amount of blood pumped by the heart. So they are interrelated. Altogether they give what? Pressure of blood. So you can see in this animation, look here. Here auricles, when auricles contract, blood go into ventricles, and when ventricles contract, blood passes to different parts through arteries. Yes, that artery is pulmonary artery and this artery is aorta. So here due to contraction, that is when blood pressures on the wall of artery is maximum, is that condition. Look here, yes, that is during contraction of ventricles. And during relaxation of ventricles, the blood pressure is the least. So, the maximum pressure given by blood on the wall during contraction of ventricles is called systolic pressure. That condition, yes, this condition is called a systole. And here is writing also, you can understand. And then when it relaxes, it is called as diastole. So, during systole, the pressure given by blood is called as what? Systolic pressure. And during diastole, what pressure is given on the wall of artery? That is called as what? Diastolic pressure. So, you have to keep in mind the relation of the word systole, systolic pressure, diastole, diastolic pressure. It is okay up to here? Okay. So, let us go about something more. Here we are going to do about blood pressure. During systole, the pressure on the artery is at its the maximum. It is systolic pressure. Yes, already you have finished. Next, what is its normal value? In normal adult human, because according to age also it is different. Because according to the condition of our body also its value is different. But in normal condition, what is the range of the systolic pressure? That is what? 100 to 140. In fact, 130 to 140, that is the condition of the blood pressure when the person has to take what? Precautions. That's why that is not high blood pressure. In fact, hypertension is only after what? 140 mm of Hg. Yes, mm of Hg, what is its meaning? That is Hg, you know, what is it? That is mercury. And mm is millimeter. So, firstly, when the apparatus was made to measure it, that was mercury barometer, or you can say mercury manometer, don't say barometer, mercury manometer. Nowadays also in use, mercury manometer, in which instead of that watch-like face, there is tube with the scale in which mercury level rises up. Okay. So, that is why this unit is used for pressure, that is mm of Hg. So, here normal adult human has what range of systolic pressure? 100 to 140. Yes, that is systolic pressure range. And during diastole, the pressure given on artery is minimum, that is called as diastolic pressure, already finished. And the normal adult person range is typically what? That pressure in between what? 60 and 90. So, 60 to 90, that range is normal. It means what? When systolic blood pressure is below 100 and diastolic blood pressure is below 60, that is not normal. That is lesser than normal, and it is considered as what? Yes, low blood pressure. And if systolic blood pressure exceeds 140 mm of Hg and diastolic blood pressure exceeds 90 millimeter of Hg, then that is called as what? High blood pressure. And today we will discuss about high blood pressure only. Today we are going to discuss about high blood pressure only. And you know that what is the standard blood pressure? Standard, that means common standard blood pressure is 120/80 mm of Hg, which is shown here in this animation. Systolic is 120, diastolic is 80, and it is expressed in this way. That is 120/80 mm of Hg. Somewhere instead of that slash, dot is also, I guess hyphen is also used. So, 120/80 mm of Hg. So, here at first systolic pressure is mentioned and after that diastolic pressure is mentioned. If these two numbers are given together, you have to understand that this one is systolic and that one is what? Diastolic. So, here same thing is explained here. I think you can understand. Now, how is blood pressure measured? So, the instrument which was shown you in activity, that instrument is going to be familiar to you. So, measurement of blood pressure is done by using which instrument? What have you written on the board? Yes, sphygmomanometer. So, it is measured by using what? Sphygmomanometer. Have you seen a sphygmomanometer? Many of you, yes. So, here is sphygmomanometer. Look, here different parts of it. That is bulb, and it is valve, V-A-L-V. That is bulb. They are tubing connected with cuff. It is a stethoscope, and stethoscope is usually separate, and the diaphragm of its stethoscope is kept here, yes, after using cuff. So, later we will see about it, how it is done, the procedure only you will be taught. And look here, how does, okay, here how does it work? Can you explain? About working you don't know, just you identify the different part, and you have identified it once again. What is it? Bulb. That is what? That is valve, and it is a stethoscope. That is manometer. In fact, it is aneroid barometer, and it is cuff. All together, it is what? Yes, sphygmomanometer. And here, look here, that cuff is tied here on the arm, and it is better to tie at left arm because heart is closer to that. Many of the people have heart at left side. Only few, in very rare cases, that is not found at that position, slightly at different position. Yes, so that cuff is tied, and then stethoscope is here. It is worn in where? In ears, and then by closing the bulb is used to pump air, and here the cuff is filled with air. As pressure increases inside the cuff, that is shown by that manometer, and usually by taking the reading of more than 140, 50, not more than it, because that pressure is also on your arm. So, about exceeding 140, 50 up to 60 we can go, but in rare cases only. And then we have to loose the valve to pass air slowly, and listen the sound of what? Pulse. At that time diaphragm is kept. What? Here is blood vessel at this joint. Yes, that place is, look here, this place. Yes, their diaphragm of what is kept? Stethoscope. And it is the sound of the pulse. In fact, that is pulse, not heart. That is heart. So, at which reading it starts to give sound, that is the highest blood pressure, and that when it leaves to listen the sound, that reading is what? Lowest, I mean diastolic, systolic and diastolic blood pressure. In this way that is measured. So, here I will show you each part separately. You can see here I have this instrument. So, one system, look here, this is what? This is the cuff. This is the cuff. From here two tubes are generated. Yeah, and one is connected with that bulb, with valve. This is bulb, and it is what? Valve. And here is aneroid barometer. So, by wearing it on hand, it is worn here in this way, it is worn, yes, and these two tubes are kept here at this joint, and it is tied here, and after that what happens? It is closed and air is filled. You can see inside the cuff is here. What is happening? That is swelling, yes, and here also reading is increasing, yes, increasing, yes, okay. So, here going, let us see, that is just closed, yes, not more, I am feeling more pressure, and after that it is released, and here stethoscope is also kept here, diaphragm is here, yes, here it is very loose, that is why it swells more. So, slowly it is opened, yeah, and where is sound heard? That is listened here. I am not using stethoscope is here, but both I cannot use at the same time. Yes, that diaphragm is kept here, and this is one here in ears. Okay, and in this way the sound can be heard. So when from where the sound starts, that is systolic pressure, and from where the sound ends, that is what? Diastolic pressure. So do you understand how is it used? You will try at your home. Yes, in nearby health center also you can study about it, its working method. Yes. So here you try to understand once again its different part. It is what? Bulb. Here also it is labeled as bulb. Here also in diagram also you can see, and that is valve. This is valve. Yes, it is valve. And then tube. That is aneroid manometer, and in fact it is pressure gauge. We say it pressure gauge also, and it is connected with the cuff. And this cuff has cavity in which air is filled, and its connection is with the tube. So it may change the reading of the barometer if air is pumped in it. Okay, and it makes the proper connection of stethoscope also with the arm. Yes, by which we can listen in particular condition the pulse. Yes, okay. So it is about the using of sphygmomanometer, and look here, it is digital. Sphygmomanometer may be, I shown you, that is connected with aneroid manometer, that may be connected with mercury manometer, but here is what? Digital. Yes, okay. So blood pressure that exceeds the normal range is called high blood pressure. Normal range means what? Exceeds normal range. Systolic or diastolic? Yes, that is either it exceeds 90 diastolic or exceeds 140 mm of Hg systolic. Yeah, okay. In the case of high blood pressure, a person has a diastolic blood pressure greater than that. So already I have told you, you will rate and understand it. Now, what are the symptoms of high blood pressure? How can we know that the person is suffering with high blood pressure? In fact, there is not particular sign, but some signs we have to study. First thing is headache. Headache may be because of other reason also. All the other symptoms may be because of other reason also. But if 2 or more, 3 or more reasons, that means symptoms are telling, they are matching, that means we can guess that may be problem of what? High blood pressure. So one is headache. Next one is shortness of breath. Not complete, the person cannot take deep breathing. So shortness of breath. Yes. Next, nose bleeding. Nose bleeds. In diagram it is very clear that nose is bleeding. Next is sweating. Sweating may be due to summer also, nose bleeding also may be other cause. You must be careful about these things. But if number of such symptoms are in a person, that indicates that the person is suffering with what? High blood pressure. What is happening here? The person is tired. So without any work also the person gets tired, feels tired. In fact, she has done nothing. No physical exercise, but also feeling what? Tiredness. That is fatigue. Next, redness on the face or of the face. So that redness is maybe due to other causes also, but here it also causes redness on face, especially inside eyes. The blood vessels become reddish and eye becomes reddish because of it. And then sleeplessness. No proper slept. That means properly they do not sleep. Sleeplessness. Yes. And what is next? An anxiety or fear. So fear of something, of working place, maybe of fear, unnecessary fears. So these things happens in the case of what? High blood pressure, which is also called as hypertension. That is also called as what? Hypertension. Yes, hypertension. So high blood pressure or hypertension, both are same thing. Next, what is the cause of high blood pressure? Not very more, but some are very common which are cause of other diseases also. In heart attack also we have done the same thing. Look here. Yes, we did it. So lack of physical exercise. Physical exercise is very necessary to do. Yes, at working place. If at working place you have to do work by sitting on one place, then at evening and morning also we can do some physical exercise. Yes, okay. Next, heredity. That means if parents have high blood pressure, then through what is the symbol? Yes, that is DNA, and here it is given as the symbol of gene, about which you have learnt in the lesson genetics. Yes, the heredity. So here it may be hereditary also, from parents also this may transfer to into offspring. Next one is what? Smoking, very bad habit. Yes. So those who smoke, it doesn't mean that those who do not smoke, they do not suffer with high blood pressure. They also may suffer, but risk is more in those persons who smoke more, who consume alcohol. Yes. So alcohol consumption is also one cause. Overweight, laziness was there, overweight was also there. Here is also given diagram of overweight, and still here is why being overweight, that is also clear here. Yes, okay. So overweight is stress. In present days, people are not so happy because they are stressed due to different reasons. Sometimes in earning more, sometimes due to number of work, yeah, many work. So stress is also one cause of it, and excessive consumption of salt, sugar and fatty food. So excess, we have to control it. Although we are not suffering with blood pressure, then also we have to control it. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about preventive measures of it. So preventive measures of high blood pressure. First one is selection of heart friendly food. Look here, different types of fruits are given here. Out of them, there are many of them are vegetables, yes, and then fruits, and particular fruits only are given here. So for you that may be new, it is very similar to what? Our pumpkin, very similar, and that one is melon. Yes, that is melon, and others you are familiar, all of them, with all of them. So they are the foods which have to be selected for what? Keep our heart healthy. Next, regular exercise. Regular exercise, already if we know cause, remedy is easier. Yes. Next, yoga and meditation. Are yoga and meditation same? In yoga, different asanas are used, different asanas. Yes. And in meditation, concentration of mind on a particular thing, that may be by closing eyes or by opening eyes, that may be on the particular place of wall, maybe on particular flame. So there are different methods in our worships also, worship methods also, that is introduced in different ways. Yes. So yoga, meditation, avoiding smoking. Yes. Next one is avoiding alcohol consumption. So because they are directly related with that causes, so I think easy to understand also. Maintaining a healthy weight. Yes, maintaining a healthy weight means not so overweight we have to reduce. Healthy weight, it doesn't mean that if you are very fat then only you are healthy. Yes, overweight should not be the make in our body. We should maintain our BMI. Yeah. Now stress-free lifestyle. Always be happy. Those problems to which you can solve, then why are you worrying about it? You can solve it. Try to solve. And those problems to which you cannot solve, why are you worrying about it? They cannot be solved. So stress that just harms you, and it causes different types of diseases. In heart attack also we did about it. Here also it causes diabetes also, it causes uric acid also. There are different diseases which are caused by it, not uric acid so close with it, but up to diabetes. Yes. Then next, consumption of low salt and low fat food. Sugar also. Yes, less sugar, less sweets. We should not use more sweet, because the sweet when goes inside our body, that changes into fat and deposits in our body. if you are not doing proper exercise. So that also increases what? The chance of high blood pressure. Yes. So up to here you have understood. So students, today we have discussed that what is blood pressure. Then we discussed that what are the symptoms of blood pressure. Then what are the causes of blood pressure. And finally we did that what are preventive measures of blood pressure, especially high blood pressure. Generally we use the term blood pressure for what? High blood pressure. But in fact, there may be high blood pressure or low blood pressure. And both of them are harmful to us. Little bit, in little range, there is more or less about which we discussed in that question to think. Okay, so after that I am going to give you one project work to which you have to do. That project work is investigate the hereditary history of heart disease in your family, not only high blood pressure, maybe other heart diseases also, in your family and the families of two of your classmates. Two of your classmates also. You have to find out and prepare a report and present it in the class. So can you do? Do you understand what is the project work? About your family, about the family of two of your classmates who are very close to you. It will be easy to take their history either through your friends, or if you are nearby you can go there and you can take a short interview with the persons. Yes. And after that you have to make report about it, that what is the cause of it really they had with your, that means that heart disease was in their parents or not. Yes. So that record also you will make. Out of this family, how many of them are of that sort, or no one maybe, doesn't matter, but whatever you get you will make a report and you will present in the class. Okay. Now, how much you have studied, how much you have learned, what have you understood? Let's see through some questions. One question is, from which part of the heart does blood exert pressure on the wall of the arteries, which is measured as blood pressure? Question is long, so to understand, do you understand it? From which part of the heart, it is talking about the part of the heart, does blood exert pressure on the walls of the arteries, which is measured as blood pressure? Yes. So here, right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, and what? Left ventricle. So in your thought, what is the correct answer? Just think once. A, B, C, or D? Look here, your answer matches or not? It is left ventricle, because right auricle pumps blood what? To right ventricle. It does not pass out. Right ventricle pumps blood into the lungs for its purification, and the pulmonary arteries are inside our body. They are not measuring here. Yes. Left auricle pumps blood into what? Left ventricle, just below it. And left ventricle pumps blood into different parts of the body other than lungs. So that branch where the pressure was measured before by using that sphygmomanometer, that was the blood pumped by what? Left ventricle. Okay. Now next, which of the following are symptoms of high blood pressure? Dizziness, fainting, redness on face and in eyes, chest pain, and shoulder pain. So, have you guessed? Yes, it is what? Redness on face and in eyes, especially the dizziness and fainting. Especially the dizziness and fainting is because of low blood pressure usually. That chest pain and shoulder pain, that region, whole region pain, that is the problem of, that may be the problem of heart attack. So here this one is the most correct. In this way you have to analyze that which answer is correct. Now next one is, which of the following statements is true about high blood pressure? Systolic blood pressure above 120 mm of Hg. Systolic blood pressure above 140 mm of Hg. Diastolic blood pressure above 75 mm of Hg. And diastolic blood pressure above 60 mm of Hg. So your answer, little bit more thinking you have to do here. So I think you have got, it is what? Systolic blood pressure above 140 mm of Hg. Diastolic should exceed 90, and here that is normal. So only that is related with that question. Okay students, now say about next question, that is which match for the table is correct. Here are two columns in the table. In one column there are some data, and here in column B some more. So you have to match them. Think once, one is matching with whom? What is the matching of 2? What is the matching of 3? And what is the matching of 4? Okay, its correct answer is what? Have you got the correct answer? 1B. Look here, high blood pressure, and B is 130 to 100 mm of Hg. How it is? Correct. So B, in B, look here, 130 is systolic pressure. That is in between the range of 100 to 140. That's okay. But this 100 is out of the range, 60 to 90. So here it is what? High, higher than 90. So it is high blood pressure. What is about 2A? To low blood pressure. Here its systolic is 90 only. What should be the range? 100 to 140. And here 60, that's okay, 60 to 90 diastolic. So here is low blood pressure because of systolic. Normal diastolic pressure is what? Here out of them, because it is only diastolic blood pressure, so you have to think remaining two, that is 3D, 70 to 90 mm of Hg. How? Because this range is from 60 to 90. So in between that range it is. Minimum 60 mm of Hg, maximum 90 mm of Hg is what? Diastolic pressure. So that is in between the range. Normal systolic pressure, here 100 to 120 is given. You have learnt that from 100 to 140. So in between that range, these numbers are 100 to 120, that is in normal. You may say 120 to 130, that is normal. 110 to 140, that is normal. If it exceeds 140, that will be what? High blood pressure. And if below 100, that will be low blood pressure. Very easy. Okay. Now next, there are some questions to which you have to copy, and you have to answer them and to show your, that means to show your teachers. What is blood pressure? We can define very easily what is blood pressure. How is blood pressure measured? The procedure I demonstrated, I think you can write step by step. Mention 4 symptoms of high blood pressure. You are given about 8-9 symptoms of blood pressure. So you have to write what? Not only blood pressure, high blood pressure you are given. So you have to write only 4 of them. Mention 2 preventive measures for high blood pressure, which the preventive measure is directly related with cause. So you remember the diagrams? Yes. Answer the questions based on the given table. Again table. Look. So here are 3 persons. One person has systolic pressure. Person A has 100 mm of Hg, diastolic 80 mm of Hg, and the person has chest pain also. Person B has systolic pressure 130 mm of Hg, diastolic pressure 58 mm of Hg, and another symptom is what? Dizziness. Person C has the blood pressure, systolic pressure 120 mm of Hg, and diastolic pressure 100 mm of Hg, and another symptom is headache. So question related with it, first question is, who needs no heart treatment? So out of these 3 persons, who has healthy heart? You have to find that. They have some symptoms also, but what is about the blood pressure, you have to find it. So I think very easily you have guessed it, that who has that? That is A number, A1. Yes, because systolic is in between that range, diastolic in between that range. Chest pain may be because of other reason also, maybe due to hyperacidity, maybe due to his body posture, for that means long time, or any other reason. It is not necessary that if chest pains, it is high blood pressure or it is heart attack only. Next question is, who has hypertension? So hypertension is related with what? High blood pressure. So you find out where the person has high blood pressure. So that is clear, C1, that is diastolic 100 more than 90. And next one is, who is at the risk of heart attack? What is it? The relation of heart attack with blood pressure. You did in heart attack. So that person who has blood pressure high, that person is on the risk of what? Heart attack. So again the answer is what? C. Okay students. So today I think you enjoyed the lesson. Next time I will come with some more about this lesson. That's all. Namaste.